welcome in another video. I think today's episode is one of the most requested and one of the most important, if not even the most important video that I've ever done, because today we will talk about sunscreens. And as you know, I'm talking about sunscreens in literally all of my videos because I genuinely believe that this is one of the most, no, it's actually the most important product in your skincare routine, because if you are not using sunscreen, there's no point of using anything else such as niacinamide, retinols, any other acids, anything nice basically, because it won't work properly if you won't be applying sunscreen on top. So in today's video, I'll tell you all the tea about the sunscreen, how to apply sunscreen, which one to choose, what is mineral sunscreen, what is chemical sunscreen, what is UVA, UVB, and many more. So stay tuned. But before we move on to the video, of course, I would like to ask you to click the likes and also subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you can be notified about all of my videos and my channel and this video can grow. So let's start from my own personal experience, and I'm here to tell you that I haven't been wearing sunscreen for most of my life because A, it always blocked me, B, my eyes was always extremely itchy, and C, I just loved myself with a bit of tan, you know, because that time I thought that it will make my skin look so much better, which it didn't, obviously. And sunscreen is something that you need to get used to, and you need to sort of train yourself into use it every day until it will become your habit, like brushing your teeth. Like now, for example, I cannot leave the house without putting a sunscreen on, but before, obviously, I haven't been doing it, hence why I had more acne and also more wrinkles that I have right now. What exactly is sunscreen protecting you from? Well, as you know, we have the sun, and the sun produces the ultraviolet rays, and there are three main ones, which is UVC, UVA, and UVB. And UVC you don't really need to worry about because it's usually filtered by ozone, but then we have UVA and UVB. And UVB is responsible for sunspot, hyperpigmentation, and sunburn. And then we have UVA, which is actually way more dangerous than UVB because UVA can go really deep into your skin to the point that it will reach your DNA and it will damage your DNA, which will cause pre-aging, wrinkles, fine lines, and even cancer. It's pretty easy to remember. UVA is aging and UVB is burning. So it's actually really easy. A, aging, B, burning. We also have free radicals that sunscreen is also protecting us from. So as you see, there is a lot to protect our beautiful face from. That is why sunscreen is key. And now let's move on to explaining you what are all those different difficult names. So usually on the bottle you can see three of them, which sometimes it will be PA plus or PA plus 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 plus. Sometimes it will be broad spectrum, and sometimes it will be, and obviously almost always is, SPF. So let's start from SPF. SPF stands for sun protection factors, and then usually it is either 15, 30, 40 or 50, and very rarely you can even see 60, 70, 80, but you shouldn't even look at it because 50 is the highest. So even if you will see 70, it will still work as 50. And what those number means, basically, if you have SPF, for example 30, it means that it should protect your face from the moment you put it on for 300 minutes, and the same applies to, for example, SPF 50. It should protect your skin for 500 minutes, and if you have 15, it will be 150 minutes. Of course, this is very a rough idea, and it all really depends on your skin type, on your skin color, and also on the time of the day you're actually going out. So you shouldn't really follow that much. Of course, I wouldn't use any sunscreen that is lower than 30 because then it will mean that I will have to apply it almost every hour or every 1.5 hours. So that's definitely not for me. I will go for either 30 or 50, but you need to remember that also the time of the day you're going outside is really important, because if you, for example, will go to the beach at 11 or 12 or 1 p.m. that is the moment when the sun is the strongest, and even if your SPF is an SPF 50, you still should reapply your sunscreen every hour, because that's the moment when the sun is hitting you the most, especially throughout the summertime. So if you're planning to go to the beach, I would recommend to either go in the morning before 11-12 or after 2 to 3 p.m. because that is the moment when the sun is not as damaging and it's not as strong for your skin. Hi, it's me from the future. So this part of the video, I don't know what happened, but it got deleted. So let's move on to what the PA or PA+++ means. So in general, it means how well the product will protect you from the UVA, and then depending how many pluses you will have, then the better the product will protect you. But there's not a massive change between 1+ or 3+, but this system was invented in Japan. That is why you can see the PAs mainly on Japanese or Korean or any other Asian products, because it is not approved by either European Union or United States. And in European Union and United States we have broad spectrum, which generally means exactly the same. It means that the product protects you against UVA and UVB as well. So this is the sort of product that we should look for. How does SPF work? It basically creates this sort of barrier between your face and the outside world. And SPF not only, as I said, protecting you from the sun, but it also protects you from the free radicals, which means pollution, so on and so on. And it really depends how much sunscreen you put on your face. So it's really important to make sure that you put this sunscreen really evenly on your face, because if you will leave some spots without the sunscreen, it will sort of create this hole where the sun will still go through. On the market you can see 3 different types of sunscreen. We have hybrid sunscreen, which are not really popular, so I won't be talking about them now, but the main ones are the mineral/physical or the chemical. So the chemical sunscreen usually contains chemicals such as, and now I need to read it, avobenzone, oxybenzone or octinoxide. And then avobenzone, it protects you from the UVA, and then octinoxide protects you from UVB, where oxybenzone protects you from both, which is UVA and UVB. Personally, I really like chemical sunscreen, but it wasn't like that since I started, because the first chemical sunscreen I was using as a kid or as a teenager, they really clogged my pores and my eyes were itching, and I was ending up with just a lot of random pimples on my face. And it was because I was usually choosing the random products that were the cheapest, and yeah, that's why it ended up like this. It was also a long time ago, so now the sunscreen are really improved and they are working much better. But of course there are some pros, and one of them is that they can leave you the white cast. It's definitely not as much as with the mineral sunscreen, but it should disappear after 5 to 10 minutes after you put in the sunscreen. They can also cause irritation, they can clog and block your pores, and a lot of them are not really environmental friendly because the chemicals are really bad for the coral reef, so they destroy sort of the berry reef/coral reef. So we need to be really cautious about that. And when it comes to mineral sunscreen, they are much better for the environment and they won't cause you irritation, but they still can leave you the white cast. And I would say that the white cast is usually even worse than when it comes to the chemical ones. And they are also way thicker, so it's not like you're putting this and after a few minutes your face looks matte and normal. They will usually need more time and they might not look as good underneath your makeup as the chemical ones. And the mineral sunscreen usually contains either zinc oxide or titanium oxide. And from what I've checked, the zinc oxide is much better with protecting you against sun rather than titanium oxide, but they both sort of okay. So which one to choose, either chemical or the mineral, that is really up to you. It really depends on your preferences, on your skin type, your budget, and basically everything. It doesn't really matter which one you use as long as you use it. So choose the one that fits to you and your lifestyle and your preferences, and just use it every day, at least once a day. And how to apply sunscreen. So as I said, you need to apply sunscreen at least once a day, but of course you should reapply your sunscreen every 2 to 2.5 hours on a maximum, and we actually need to use way more sunscreen than we think of. And then we, for example, use the moisturizer. And a really good tip that I've learned on how to use the sunscreen is to put the product on both of my fingers and create those sort of two lines, and this is more or less how much sunscreen you need in every application. And of course you cannot forget about putting your sunscreen on your neck, on your chest, and also on your hands, because those are also the very delicate and thin area that you need to protect against the sun, because they will age way faster than the rest of your body. And after you apply SPF, you should give it at least 10 minutes without touching and without changing clothes, so that you make sure that the sunscreen will sort of create this barrier without the holes, and your skin will absorb it correctly before you move on to any touching or any makeup, anything like that. And the last, and I think one of the most common asked question, is how to reapply your sunscreen when you have makeup on top. So basically there's not really a good answer, and I would love to have an answer for you guys, but there's none. I mean, there are powders with SPF or the face mist with SPF, but they are not really working that well, so there's not really a point of investing in something like that, because it won't actually protect you from the sun as good as the sunscreen is. So basically the only way is to either take off the makeup and put the sunscreen and then put the makeup on top, or to put the sunscreen on top of your makeup. And the good trick that I recently discovered is just to put the sunscreen on your beauty blender and then apply it on your face and put the powder on top, and you should be okay. I mean, your makeup shouldn't be as destroyed. And if you don't have a time or a space to do it, then at least please avoid going on the sun from like 11 to 1 to p.m. throughout the day when there is like super hot and super sunny outside, because yeah, please don't do it. When it comes to my personal favorite sunscreen, I will make a separate video where I will tell you about all the sunscreen that I've tried and which one I like, which one I don't like, and it should be on my channel this month or maybe in the beginning of next month, but I will try to do it this month. Anyway, in the end of the day, using sunscreen is the most important thing in your skincare. If you are not using sunscreen, there is no point of using anything else, so remember to use it. I know that we think that if there is winter now, or maybe when we're staying at home, we don't need a sunscreen, but we do, because the UVA and UVB can even go through the window and then damage your face, even if it's raining. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you do, please let me know in the comment section down below, and also let me know what are your favorite sunscreen and what do you think of sunscreen in general. Do you have a good experience or bad experience? And also let me know what other videos would you like to see on my channel. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! And don't forget to subscribe and check out my Instagram and my TikTok.